Right. Hey everybody. Hope you're all having a great morning so far. Yeah, different time today. The nighttime streams I think were fine, but my schedule, well, like my family's just going through a lot right now, and my schedule I think would be better if I got the stream out of the way early in the day. So I might switch this morning time. I thought I'll just try it out today and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, let's go ahead and bring up the game and get started. So hi, hope you're all doing well. So, oh yeah, last time my stream caught out, or my power cut out right before the stream was going to end, so we kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I apologize for that. But basically we were just making the script to stop the audio. And so really we just need to create this audio stop command. And I'll go ahead and generate the method. Alright, and it always places functions in a strange way. I wish it would just always put them at the bottom of the file, but I guess it tries to guess where you'd want it to go. Actually, I'll put it like right below the play audio. That makes sense to me. Alright, and like unfortunately, I think the stop audio will need to kind of be its own command because it doesn't really fit in audio play. I mean, I guess we could have a boolean there, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of logical sense. And it's not an audio property, so it'll be okay. So here we just need to check if in logging state, then we'll log that we want to stop the audio now. Oh yeah, I'll need to create this new enumeration member. And then no wait handle. And then we just pass the command. Oh yeah, which is not named that. And then, of course, if we're not in the logging state, that means we can go ahead and stop audio immediately. So then we call this function, which will send the command to the relevant object. Okay, so we gotta create this method, and then we'll just up down there. Again, well, I did place at the end of the file this time, but I think I'll actually put it right below play audio. That would make the most sense to me. And we'll need a new command for that. Stop audio, audio stop. Then we'll just grab the messenger right here. I'm saying the archetype because that basically means that a bunch of different classes can claim this message, which means they can send on this channel, but only one can actually receive any messages on that channel. That's because we only want one object to actually take care of stopping the audio, which I guess we should move to that now. So yeah, that would be down in the UX classes. Thought I had, oh yeah, sound effect player. I guess I'll just piggyback on this class and we'll just have another simple function that's just stop sound. Oops. We could also just make another object, but the stop command is pretty simple. And I guess when we stop, well, would this fix itself? Oh yeah, because if we stop, then this is playing would return to false, so I'm not going to try and do any fancy stuff. Okay, so audio stop command. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out why that changed to white, but it's because I need to fix this method so that it matches up with the type. And all we have to do here is we just get the audio source and then stop. And that's it. So back here, yeah, on play, don't we check to see if the audio exists? This is just seeing if it loops. Do we never check to see if the audio exists? That doesn't make much sense. Oh, where do I... Oh yeah, it's... Oh no, we already have that. Oh, I see. Yeah, we don't need to check if it exists because when the Lua script got this actual audio source object, that's when we checked if it existed. Why is this? Oh, it wants me to just use a property for it, but I don't know. I like having the smaller value. Okay, so I think that's it. Did I already write a script to test this? Okay, yeah, so this pink noise is a looping sound. That's just white noise, and so we'll play it and then wait 2.5 seconds and then stop it. Let's try that now. Got to recompile everything, of course. All right. I guess I can delete that object. That was just the prefab and we don't really need it in this scene. Okay, I hope you guys can hear the white noise and then it just cut out. Probably to test sound I should turn off the music, huh? Okay, so let's try that one more time. I'll turn the volume up a bit. All right, and it did work. Okay, so now we can mark that off the list. No, I don't really think there's any reason to set loop to true and false. I can't really think of a reason why any script would need to do that. So, but I would like to let scripts see if audio is looping, and that will be pretty easy to do. I guess I'll be a property. Maybe I'll move it up here with volume. So public bool looping. I think it'd be about the same as this, except we'll actually change the property that we were trying to get. So yeah, we have to check. I don't have to do this part because we know we can't set loop, so there's no reason to see if it has been changed. Okay, so since loop is there, does that mean that I already support looking up the loop property? Let's close some of these objects. That's not what I was looking for. Okay, I was looking for the object that actually serves this query, but it's not showing up in the search for some reason. I think it's this audio property setter. Oh, does nothing actually... Oh, inspector maybe? Why do these both have a check sound exists? Seems like... Okay, so the claim query and okay, so this function's not used. It was just left over from probably when I copied over. Okay, so yeah, I have a separate object that sets properties and a separate one that gets properties. I guess it's fine. Okay, so loop and volume. Okay, so looping is supported. I wonder why this didn't show up in the search. There it does, I don't know. Anyway, it's supported, so let's go ahead and test that out. Here, instead of playing the noise, we'll just get a couple audio and print out if they're looping. So print animations, get audio. Okay, so this test blip we know is not looping. And oops, that's weird. I kind of mixed the two different ternary operators. So basically this looping and looping or not looping is the same as writing this in C#. So it's kind of just a compressed if statement into one line. But you do it this way in Lua. Okay, and then we have the pink noise. And this should return true. Ooh, didn't want to save that. Or into a new file anyway. Alright, so now when we play the game, we should get the print command. Okay, so yeah, not looping, then looping. So it does work. First, yeah, not looping was the first one, which is test blip, and looping is the second one, which is the pink noise. Alright, so that's good to see. What else do I need to do? Oh, pitch. That's an important one. Okay, so let's start. I guess I'll keep this object or this file open because I will need it. And I can probably start by copying the volume value here. Okay, so first, yeah, since we can change it, we will need to check if there's any action or if action logging is active, because that means, well, while action logging is active, we don't actually set any of this animation properties right away. We wait until after we've asked the server if these actions are correct, and then play them once everybody agrees. So in this case, we have to look through the animation sequence and see if the script has tried to change the pitch before now. And if so, then we want to return that value. Yes, we'll need to add an audio property type. And pitch is a float, so that's all we have to change there. Okay, so that was really simple. Then here, pitch can actually be, I'm not sure what the maximum bounds are, but I know that it can go above 1. I think it has to be greater than 0 as well. I guess I should change this to pitch. Let me go ahead and look up if Unity has like, if there's a bound on the pitch. So audio source, pitch. Okay, that doesn't help. Okay, this is nice, but I want the... Yeah, this is... Okay, I wanted the scripting documentation. Okay, so yeah, I guess this was the right page, but it just doesn't actually tell you anything. So it must not have any bounds. So yeah, I'll just keep it greater than 0. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and test that. Oh, well, I'm not done yet. Here in the setter, I need to actually set the pitch, but of course that's not that difficult. And in the inspector, we'll need to return the pitch value. Oh, yeah, not dot. I keep trying to type putch. I don't know why. Oh yeah, and of course no semicolon in the initializer block. Okay, so this looks good to me. I think I'll repurpose this code, which I use to test volume, but instead of testing volume, we'll just play the pitch. So we'll print that, and then we'll set the pitch to half, and then I'll set it to double. And we'll see what happens there. Oops. Oh. Yeah, that was volume, and I'm printing out volume there. Okay, well that did work. I don't know if you guys could hear that again. I keep forgetting I have the desktop sound kind of low so the music doesn't drown out my voice, so let's change that. But yeah, it works fine. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty easy. And now the audio mixer group. I think you should be able to change it. I'm just trying to decide how. Maybe we'll come back to this after we've gotten audio mixers actually implemented in the Lua interface, because probably we'll just have an audio mixer group Lua interface object that will just pass. It's probably the easiest way to do it. And that's how Unity handles it, so. Okay, so audio mixer. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I just have to change this to Tactical Lizard Tamer. Okay, and let's see. How do I store audio mixers? I guess we're done with these for now. In the game data, I think I have a list. Now, does this include the master audio mixer? I probably should add that. Okay, it just has a prefab. Well, we could just say if the index is -1, then it's the master mixer. How does, when I create the audio mixers, how do I deal with that? Wait, I was looking at the audio source. Okay, I was just thinking that you don't have to instantiate audio mixers. Okay, So I want to go back to the game data. Where is it? Okay, yeah, so it is a list, and then the audio mixer meta. It has the mixer and then the name. So I could just insert the global audio mixer in here. I don't really see why not. Yeah, the question is, how does it get the... Okay, so the parent mixer is in the loaded assets. This would actually make things a little easier, because if the master asset is, or master audio mixer is just in the mixer map, I can take out some of this extra code. Okay, so let's see. Load master audio mixer. Let's create a new function right here. And really all I have to do is this part. So the mixer is the loaded assets, master audio mixer, and then the name is master. Okay, so I don't have to duplicate this code. Let's pull this out. Yeah, so I'll just want to grab this. And then the meta name is the mixer. Okay, so now we've taken care of the master audio mixer, and then here, so yeah, if somebody tries to take the name master, it'll say it has a duplicate name, so that's fine. So is there anywhere else that I actually use the master audio mixer? Because in that case, I'd need to... No, that's all. And while I'm here, since I use that string a lot, let's just make it a constant. Can you have a constant string? I forget if you can do that in C#. So master mixer name. This will be a bit cleaner, because there's a couple times where I set the parent mixer to master mixer if it's null. Okay, and now here I don't need to test this anymore. Because the master mixer is just inside this map. Okay, so there we go. Just a short detour into the asset loading. So now the master audio mixer is just taken care of just like any other audio mixer, so that simplifies that. So here in that Lua interface, all we have to do to keep track of what actual mixer this object is interface for, you can just have the ID. And we won't want to set that, but we'll want to make it available to other objects. So we'll do moon# hidden because it won't be available to Lua. And speaking about Lua, I have to tag this as a user data so that moon#, which is our Lua object, will know that this object can be passed to Lua functions without any problems. And I'll also hide the default constructor so that Lua can't create this object itself, but then we'll have a special, or not, I guess it is special, but just a constructor that takes the mixer ID And here, because we won't ever want to create an audio mixer that doesn't have the mixer ID, we'll want to throw a new not supported exception. Because the only reason we have this is so that it's hidden in Moon Sharp. Okay, so what do we actually want? What functions do we want to have here? I guess we want to have get group. But before we do that, we actually have to make the audio mixer group object. I don't know. Do I need to make an object for this, or can I just use a string? Could probably just use a string because there's no other information that... Well, no. Because the audio mixer group will also have to have a reference to what audio mixer it's part of as well as its group name. So yeah. I don't know why I didn't mean to cancel. But yeah, it's a bit of a, I guess, a small class, but I think it will make things easier in the long run. So we'll have the mixer and name. Okay, and oops. And this will be Moon Sharp hidden. Oh, I forgot to tag this as a user data again. But the name we can get but not set. And actually we won't want to set the mixer either. But the name can be passed to Lua, so we don't have to hide this. And then we'll have the hidden constructor again. Audio mixer group. So the default will be not supported. And then we'll make the one that actually will pass these arguments to, or receive these arguments. So yeah, the mixer ID and the group name. And as far as I know, I can't refer to a group by an index. That would be kind of nice though. Well, let's check. I have get instance ID. That's not useful. Okay, so yeah, this has this find matching groups. But as far as I know, like an audio mixer group doesn't have like a specific index. It just has a name. I guess, should I... Maybe I should assign a name to them. Or assign an index to them. But I don't know if there's a way I can get all groups, because it just has find matching groups. I wonder if I just pass an empty string if it would give me everything. I guess there's one way to find out. Okay, so let me just... test that real quick. Oh, why not in the organizer? Because it already is dealing with audio. So here, if I just get string. So the loaded, oh, this will be groups is loaded master audio mixer find. Yeah, it's not like, yeah, I wish that there was just an array that you could get all groups, but if I just pass an empty string. Oh yeah, and that's not a string, this is audio mixer group. Cannot. Oh, okay, it's using the mod version of the audio mixer group instead of the Unity version, so I just need to qualify it with a namespace. And then first, just so I know that I've actually gotten here, let's just debug the length of this. Debug log groups length, and then I'll loop through it. So g.name, and let's see what this prints out. Okay, so I've got to move back up. Okay, so it's loading assets. Should be down here. Okay, so 3 master sound effect and music. So it did get all of them. And I guess I should just make sure that's what I actually have. Yeah, so master sound effect and music. Okay. Good. So now I can just use the order return here. It has all the groups in this audio mixer, because you can't add or remove groups at runtime, so there's no reason to worry about that. In which case, I guess I should just add this list to the audio mixer meta. Audio mixer group. And the audio mixer group itself has its name, so I don't need to really keep that. Why is it not like that? Oh, it thinks it's the data and not the Unity Engine audio version. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, groups already has a name, so I don't need to store the group names in an array either. So I guess in that case, I should have a helper function here. Void. Oh wait, no. We'll return an audio mixer. Oh no, let's do it this way. Private void add audio mixer, and then we'll actually have the audio mixer. Okay, I guess I gotta qualify it with a full namespace. And then whatever the name that it's referred to. And then groups is the mixer. Find matching groups. Okay, and this doesn't make much sense, so I'll just have a comment here. Gets all groups used to assign an ID number. And then of course here we need to actually use the mixer and not the master mixer and the pass name. So I could move this to just call add audio mixer. And then master mixer name. And down here, well, I can't get rid of that, but I want to make sure I remember the variable names. All right. So now this audio mixer group, I don't have to have a string name. I could just use the actual group index. We'll still want to, I guess, expose the name to Lua, but yeah, this will also be hidden. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this because if we use the name, there could be confusion over whether the name should be in uppercase or lowercase, and then also the find matching groups lets you get a name of a group using like the whole inheritance hierarchy and stuff. So just doing an ID is a lot simpler. Is group ID. Okay, I don't really know what else we'll need here. I guess if I do want to return the name, I'll need the game link. Oh wait. Yeah, this is the wrong namespace. Yeah, this was supposed to be in the in the Lua interface, but I accidentally created it in the data. That's not a huge deal. Okay, so we'll also pass the game link here. And the game link is just the Lua interface's, I guess, literal link back to the rest of the game logic. So we'll just have name here so that I guess the Lua could get a hold of the name for this. And we can get that by getting the audio or the database. And then audio mixers. Dot. Gosh, I keep making typos. Group ID. Artist group. Oh yeah, I didn't have a mixer ID there either. And then name to upper invariant. Oh right, and I forgot the return keyword there. Okay, so that's good. And maybe we want to actually return the audio mixer that this group is a part of. Okay, but in order to do that, we'll need to actually use the Lua object registry, which we haven't done yet. So get audio mixer. Okay, so this doesn't exist yet. Well, why don't we go ahead and create it now? So I did not want to rename it, actually. The Lua object registry is just it stores and lets other scripts access other objects in the Lua interface. And I like having them all here so that way we won't duplicate objects that refer to the same game logic object. And so that I think just like equals comparisons will work out of the box in Lua. So, and it keeps down garbage. So I think it's a win-win. But really all I need to do here. Okay, yeah, so I need to figure out how I'm going to store it. I guess it can just be a list because the audio groups aren't stored. Like the index is reliant on the audio mixer, so I guess I'll just do a list here. And even though it's not like the most efficient, we'll just loop through the audio mixer group list to find the one that we actually want. Audio mixer is simpler because we can just index it with the mixer ID. This should be mixers, but I'm going to retype that so the auto completion will pop up. All right, so down here, all we have to do is, I guess first we want to check that this index is good. So if mixer is less than 0 or mixer is greater than or equal to the maximum in the game data, so that'd be link, database, audio mixers, count, then we'll return null. And so, yeah, something will have to throw an error whenever that happens. Otherwise, we'd check if audio mixers, let's do it this way actually. Okay, so, no, let's not do it like that. I guess I'll actually get the mixer ID here. I'll rename this to mixer ID. Oh, I mean, I guess since there was an error there, it didn't automatically change those variable names, but no big deal. I'm going to use a safe get function, and what this does, I guess I haven't used it yet, is if the list is too small for the index, it won't throw an error, it will just return null, which is how I want, or what I want to do right here. Okay, so mixer ID, and then we can check if mixer is null, then we need to actually create a new object. So mixer equals new. And then we'd add that to the list here by doing a safe set, and it works pretty much the same. Okay, what's it not liking about that? Oh, I guess audio mixer is not public. I guess it should be, because maybe the game logic will want to be able to send this as a, or be able to access these objects at some point. Anyway, so back here, that's good. And now I need to do something a lot like this get audio source for get audio mixer group. Instead of model ID, this will be mixer ID and group ID. Okay, so we don't really even have to check if either of these are good right now. That's a good point. So this get audio source doesn't do any validation, but okay, so the script that calls it actually does the validation. Yeah, because get audio ID does. Okay, I guess that's fine, but that is a little bit more difficult than most other things where we just have to check if the index is too big. Anyway, so here, instead of audio sources, we'd want to loop through the audio mixer groups. Oop. And see if the mixer IDs match. Okay, is it actually mixer ID? What did I call it? I guess I will change it to mixer ID and group ID. Oh yeah, because that was, I'm surprised I wasn't throwing an error because that's the same name. Maybe it was, but. Okay, and group ID equals group ID. And if that's true, then we'll return the source, except I need to change this to audio mixer group. And I should rename this to group because it's not an audio source anymore. Okay, and then we'll try to create a new one if it doesn't exist. Now, one thing I should do before I create this is, again, make sure that this mixer ID exists, so I can just copy that. So if the mixer is bad, we'll return null, or if group ID is less than 0, or link database audio mixers, mixer ID groups length. Oh yeah, the group ID is bigger than that, which means it's also invalid. Or I guess equal. Then we'll also return null. But if it gets past both those checks, then this group is valid, and so we'll create the new object and return it. Okay, so now back here, I guess I need to make sure that this mixer exists, so you know what, I'm gonna change these objects to also, oops, to have the ID at the end. It'll be easier in the long run, I think. Oops. Okay, so now I could just use mixer as a name for this object, and if mixer is null, then we'll want to throw new script runtime exception, and this is just a exception that happens during a Lua script. And I guess, well, this should never actually happen because this would have been validated already, so yeah, I was trying to do something a little too fancy where it's not needed, so never mind. Because yeah, in order for this object to even be created, the mixer would have already been checked. So we're good there. Okay, so here in the mixer, what objects do we want? I guess I'll rename this as well. Mixer ID. Okay, so one object, I guess we'll need the name here. And to get that, we'll need the game link. Wrong punctuation. So this link is link. Okay. So the name is just simply link database audio mixers mixer ID name. And then the other thing we'll need, we might add more stuff here. Yeah, because we'll be able to set the output group actually. But first, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, we want to get a group. So this would be audio mixer group, get group. And Lua will just know groups by their name, so that's fine. And so what I have to do, yeah, is loop through the mixer ID and find an audio mixer that matches this name. And then if there's two that match this name, then we'll throw an error because the game won't know which one to actually return. Okay, so audio mixer group. This should actually be the Unity Engine version of this. So Unity Engine audio mixer group. I can spell it. Okay, there we go. And we'll just loop through this. Well, I guess first let's get the group ID. It's -1. So for I equals 0, I less than... Oh, I forgot to name this. Less than group's length. I++. So yeah, we'll just loop through the groups list here. Or array to be technical. And if... Okay, well let's just grab... Well, no, I won't need to. We'll just need to test if groups I name to upper invariant contains group name. That should be good. I guess I only have to do this upper invariant once to save a little bit of cycles here. I'll just do that. Okay, so now we can just say it contains group name. If so, then if group ID is less than 0, which means we haven't found one yet, then we'll actually set it now. Otherwise, we'll want to throw an error because there's 2 groups with this name. So like I said, it's, what's the right word? Not inconsistent, but we're not exactly sure what group the mod author is trying to refer to here. I'm trying to think. It's like in specific, but there's another ambiguous. That's the word I was looking for. So name is ambiguous between 2 or more groups, and then we'll have the mixer name. I guess say audio. And I can just use that. To make this a little more obvious, I'll put this dot name. Okay, but if we get to the end, we need to check if group ID is still negative. Then that means that nothing matched this group. Okay, so no audio group with the name exists in I guess I'll put mixer there to be a bit more clear. But if we got all the way down here, then we can return the link registry, get audio mixer group, mixer ID, group ID. And this just gets the audio mixer group object that matches the specific group we just found. I think that's good. Okay, so let's see. What we're trying to do is change the audio mixer group for an audio source. So let's go back to the audio source Lua interface object, and it would be another thing like this. Okay, so this would be audio mixer group. I guess I could just call it mixer group. Okay, so this is interesting. So in order to set the group, we actually have to pass more than one value because we need 2 integers, the mixer ID and then the group ID. Let's see. I guess I'll need to have nothing else uses an integer right now, and I can't think of anything else that does, so I can just be explicit with those names. And then we need to add a mixer group here. Okay, yeah, so if the command is not null, then we need to return, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's do it like that. So we won't actually return anything here, we'll just set the mixer ID to the previous command dot mixer ID and then previous command group ID. This makes me think that it might have been nice to just have an array of all audio groups in one big list, that there could just be a unique ID for all groups, but I think we've already moved down this route, so it's not that much more difficult. I just have to have two variables instead of one. Okay, so anyway, instead of returning something here, we would have the audio property, query result. And I don't think the result has those two integers either, so set that. Okay, I need to have an else here. Not sure why this song is in the chill soundtrack. I guess it's not that bad, but exploring a dungeon is not my idea of a chill soundtrack, but whatever. Okay, so this is result, mixer ID. Okay, so now we have that, we can just return link registry get audio mixer group. Yeah, this is kind of a lot of legwork for something that probably won't really be used that often, but I don't know. In case it ever is needed, I might as well implement it. I can see changing the group a lot, but I don't really know why we'd have to get it. It's kind of how I felt about a lot of this, the getters and these audio properties, but it would really be annoying to need them and then have to come in here and figure out how the code would work. So anyway, here, so I already know the audio mixer group is valid, so I don't really need to have a new value here. I guess we could see, like, if it's already set to this audio mixer, then maybe disregard this command, but that seems like too much optimization beforehand. Okay, so set, I didn't need to do that, but type is mixer group, and then we just set the values here. Is value dot mixer ID and value dot. Well, I guess actually this could be passed. We could be passed null, so I know that wouldn't make any sense. If value is null, cannot set audio sources mixer group to null. try setting to the master audio. It's kind of the same thing. If you set it to the master audio group, it's not affected by any previous groups, so. In fact, maybe I'll add that to audio, or the animations. Just an easy way to get the master mixer. Which I guess I do have to do now because in order to test this, we'd have to be able to get the audio mixers, so. Okay, so we have get audio. This probably should be get audio source, but I already have this. So get audio mixer, string mixer name. Okay, we'll do something. And then I'll also have audio mixer get master audio mixer. No, it don't have to pass anything. And then that way we just return get audio mixer master. Now that we have to use this. Oh no, we won't do that. So the master is always the first. So yeah, to avoid having to use that name, let's just pass 0 in there. Okay, so anyway, the mixer name, to get this we have to, okay, so we don't even allow them to get an audio if the animation is disabled. I don't think we have to do that. We just can't have it play, which we already check. So yeah, I'll take out these. They can get audio outside of an animation enabled script, no problems there. Same with this. So it has this helper function to get the audio ID. I don't really know if it needs to be in here, but I guess it already is, so I won't get rid of it. It is a little bit more complicated because it would have to send this query, so that's fine. But the audio mixer can just look in the database. So again, we'll set the mixer name to upper invariant. Oh, I just realized, where is that? Here in the audio mixer, when we try to get a group, we have to check that the group name isn't null. So if string is null or empty, group name, throw new script. Ow. I just got a cramp. Yeah, I just, yesterday I just did squats for the first time in like a week and a half because I was out of town, so I'm pretty sore today. Anyway, audio. I don't need to do that. Okay. Audio group name must not be empty or nil. And again, the nil is just what Lua calls null. They were just trying to be a little different there. I don't really know why. Okay, so that's good. And then in animations, we'll also need to check if the mixer name is null. Okay, so that's good to go. And then we'll change it to upper there. Okay, and now we just need to look through the database. So for int I equals 0, I less than link database audio mixers. Okay, yeah, that's a list, so it's count. And then if link database audio mixers I name. The name has already been converted to upper, so that's fine. So now I want to make sure that it not just contains, but it actually is the same. So mixer name. Then mixer ID is I. And I guess we can break, because we already know that the names are unique. So if the mixer ID is still negative, then we know nothing was found, so... and yeah, this will be a string format. No audio mixer with name exists. Okay, and then extra parentheses. But if it does exist, then we would just return link registry get audio mixer mixer ID. Okay. The only other thing I can think of I might want to add here is like just get the master audio mixer root group. But don't really know. I don't think I should assume that's always the first group, so I think I'll just leave that out unless it's actually needed, and then I can see about doing it. Okay, so I think we're finally ready to test. Trying to think of the easiest way to test this. Oh, well, I know another thing I need to do. Back down here in the UX where we have the property inspector and setter, I need to actually implement these new audio properties I just created for the mixer group. So source output audio mixer group is, okay, I actually don't have the game data here, so I better get that. It's a database equals controller, get component, game data. That's not correct. It's database, audio mixers, command dot mixer ID, and then groups, command mixer ID. Now doing the other way is actually a bit more complicated because the output audio mixer group is the Unity engine object. So I'm gonna have to like loop through every audio mixer and every group until I find the one that's set to. I think I've ensured that nothing can be set to a null audio group, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's actually have a separate function. So private void find and I guess we'll just return this. Audio mixer group, and we'll just pass the audio source. Oh, I guess I can actually just pass the audio mixer group. Okay, and there's a kind of weird legacy thing here in Unity that the audio source is not in the Unity engine audio namespace because it's much older than the audio mixers, so it was before Unity started to put all their code into namespaces. It's kind of something a little interesting about the history of the Unity engine, I guess. So now I need to loop through. Okay, how do I want to do this? For int m for mixer, and so m less than database. Oh, I don't have the game data here either, I guess. I don't have the game data namespace either, so it's deja vu from a few minutes ago. So controller, get component, game data. Oh, I didn't use the namespace, I just qualified that. Yeah. Alright, I need to get a drink, my throat's getting dry. Alright, much better. Okay, so yeah, we have that, so we'll just loop through the audio mixers in here. Yeah, that's a list. And then we'll loop through every group as well in this audio mixer. And we already have that list, so that's simple to do. Database, audio mixer. Yeah, well, the group, okay. So one thing is the group, does it have, okay, it does have a reference to its audio mixer. So before we do this, we can actually check. So if group dot audio mixer equals database audio mixers m. Oh yeah, then we'll do this. Okay, so the code is a bit crazy right now. Oh yeah, and that's just the audio meta, so I actually have to get the mixer object. Okay, so let's get the meta object to save a bit of array indexes. Oops. Okay, what have I done? There we go. Okay, so now I can just say meta groups length and then g++. Oh, and I already have curly braces for that. So if the group equals meta groups g, I can find the g key. Okay, so now we have the both indexes here. So ID is -1 and group ID is -1. It's M and group G. Wish I can't find the G key for some reason today. Okay, so we'll break there. And yeah, so we know that it was in this group, so we can also break out of that. So it's a bit confusing, but it's the job done. And then we'll return new query args. Oh, yeah, it's not args, it's return. And gosh. I'm just having a really tough time typing group today, aren't I? Okay, so there we go. And then I just need to add this code up here. Turn find audio mixer group. Source output audio mixer group. And again, I think I've made sure that the audio mixer group can't be null, but I guess I should take that into account just in case. So if group is null, we won't loop through here and we would just return -1. This shouldn't ever happen, but the audio mixer group. Okay, so when is this ever? That's only ever called for audio source. So you have the mixer ID or group ID. Well, if they're both -1, then when we try to get the audio mixer group, it would return null. So I guess that's okay. I don't think that can ever really happen. So I don't really want to add a bunch of extra cases for it. I guess at the very least we could do an error, but okay, so I think finally I've implemented everything needed, so let's test it. I'm trying to think of a good way that I can do this. Probably if I just print the name out, that should do the trick. Because it's going to have to query this, and then we get the audio mixer name and everything. So let's see. Should have a toString here. Okay, let's not do that. Let's do string format audio mixer group. So I guess gosh, if I can type this mixer name and then our actual group name. And I guess I'll go ahead and add a toString to the audio mixer itself. Why not? Oh, it's not up here anymore. All right, so now if I print blip mixer group. I don't really need to play it. I just want to change it and then print out. So then blip mixer group equals animations get mixer master get group sound effect. And then I'll print it again. And then let's set it to a custom one. I forget what I named it. Okay, yes, this is called test content sound effect. So blip dot mixer group animations get mixer get group. Let's see what groups are in here. Egg Dino, master, and noise. Let's set it to, well, actually, what is it? Okay, so it's originally set into Egg Dino, so I want to set it to something different so we can tell if it's actually changed. So I'll put it into the noise group. That's not how you spell noise, though. Okay, I don't have to do semicolons and Lua. And then finally, we'll print it out. If I can spell. Okay, and let's see what this does. This should test everything because it tests getting a mixer, getting groups, and then this prints the name. Yeah, and so this will test getting a mixer and that's setting it. Okay, so I think that should test all the code I've done. Oh, there's errors. Let's see. Audio mixer group, unexpected symbol. Oh. I'm surprised I was able to finish this. Wait, where am I? What is this object? Oh, yeah, sometimes Unity like creates ghost copies of a script file if you create it in Visual Studio and then move it without loading Unity. I don't really know why it does that, but if I went back into Unity, it's going to complain about a duplicate class. Automatic mixer group is rough. Is ambiguous, yeah. Well, they're in different namespaces, so I guess they could both exist, but I don't want them to. So I'll delete this one out of the data namespace because we already have the better one in the Lua interface. That was because a while ago I just accidentally created that script up in the wrong namespace. There's still another error. Okay, and here it wants me to give it the game link. Is it thinking? Yeah, it's compiling. Alright, I guess it's done. Okay, so we got to an error. Cannot access field get mixer of user data animations. Oh, because it's get audio mixer, not just get mixer. All right, so let's try that one more time. Okay, so I think it's done. Let's look up, see what it printed out. Audio mixer master, group master. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Let's look. So test blip is set to egg dino still, and it should be set to egg dino noise. Because I'm getting the global test blip audio, and I'm trying to set stuff. So master, group, master. Why would the group name also be master? Oh. Okay, I do have a master group actually. I think it's like, it's stuck on 0, 0. So obviously there's a mess up somewhere. Let's see what it was, what this mixer ID and group ID is. So debug. Okay, I have to type Unity engine, debug log, mixer ID and group. Oh. Okay, I'll just be lazy right now. Group ID. Should do a string format there, but it'll be okay. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, yeah, so it's like always getting 0, 0 back. So that means that this is not working right. Maybe you can't. Because it could actually, well, I mean, it's not setting the audio mixer correctly either, because when we look here, it's on egg dyno, and it should actually be set to, let's see. Oh no, that's not right. Here, it should actually be set to the noise group, so it's not setting them correctly either. The debug, can I see the audio mixer? No, I think I haven't set them as serializable. So let's do that, and then I can look at what's actually in the game data. Let's solve with this. So in order to get it to show up in Unity's inspector, all I have to do is tag this with a serializable attribute. Of course, spelling it is always an issue. And I guess I'll do that here as well. So now once it recompiles, those new lists should pop up in here under data. And here they are. So both null right now. Okay, so it has the master and master sound effect music. And then this mixer. And yeah, so everything is correct, but for some reason, well, everything's correct in here, but it's not able to set it or get it correctly. Surprised that the setting isn't working, but we'll start with getting. Because at the very least, this first debug line, our print should not be master, because it's 0, 0. It should be, well, it's egg dyno. Wait, is egg, what was the ordering? Was it egg dyno first there? Because I think this is alphabetical, but that's not necessarily the ordering of the groups in the actual database. Okay, no, master was first, so yeah, it should be, we should get 1, 1, because we want the mixer at element 1, and then the egg dyno, which is element 1. Yeah, I closed the wrong thing. Oh, yeah, this is what I want, inspector. So I wonder, so it's not saying -1, so what's happening, I guess, is that, what I'm afraid of is that this equality operator doesn't work very well. So debug, log. I guess the other issue, did I do this correct? Okay, so it's the mixer group. Is that, of course, the mixer ID and the group ID are initialized to 0 at the beginning. So I guess the other thing that could be happening is that the mixer ID and the group ID are just not being set. But I have that here. Okay, so the set is correct, but is the get... No, I was doing pitch. Okay, so that was the issue. Something silly. That brings to mind, though. Audio setter, or the inspector. I probably should set initialize these to -1. That'd be nice. Instead of just returning, let's create this a little bit beforehand. The results. So bool value false, float -1, and we'll set all the numbers to -1 because that's like invalid for most things. Having to do with audio anyway. Some days I just can't find the keys. I never noticed like how much I use my eyes when I'm typing, which probably isn't a good habit. But now that my microphone gets in the way, I've noticed I make typos more often. Maybe I should probably work on that. Okay, so now I guess we won't return right away. We'll just set results. Bool value is source loop. And yeah, I'm gonna have to break. Float value is source volume. Result. Float value is source pitch. And okay, so here I guess I'll have to do a reference argument. And a reference just like result as a structure, so if I just passed it and then it set values in it, when I return to this outside function, the values would not normally be set in my version of result. But if since I pass it as a reference, now we share the same result structure. Yeah, so I don't really have to return anything actually. And I could just set this in the results. Okay, so now, yeah, we initialize to invalid values first of all, so that way, again, if this error ever happens to me again, hopefully it should be caught a little quicker. Okay, so let's see now what we get for those debug logs after it's done compiling. I'm hoping it'll work as expected. No errors, that's a good thing. Okay, so now it's just passing -1, -1, nil, nil, nil. Alright, so now I am definitely calling the mixer group. This is the same code that I call here, so yeah, I know this part is not the problem. Alright, so let's just add some more debug lines here. Log group. And then if it gets this far, I'll log the audio mixer in the group and also the meta mixer. Actually, before I even get there, I have another issue is that the audio mixer could be null for groups that are loaded from an asset bundle. I know that they do work a little differently, so if that's the case, it's not a huge deal. We'll just have to loop through the whole thing. And if the equality tester doesn't work, we'll have to test names, which is a bit annoying, but not a huge deal. So nil nil, what's this master? Okay, so the group is master, but that's not right. So apparently it is being set. So here it's egg dino, and then I'm just setting it, okay, to master master. But this should be sound effect, shouldn't it? And then egg dino again. Okay, so it's starting off fine, and then I try to set to master, and apparently that's correct, even though this should be sound effect. And then it goes to egg dino. Why is that? But it's still giving me -1, -1, actually. Okay, so obviously... What? Oh, this should be does not equal null. You guys have probably been screaming at me the whole time. Okay, well, hopefully it will work now because I only have a few more minutes. And I'd like to get this over with this stream. Seems like we'll have one more stream of audio, but what can you do? Okay, so now it's actually returning good values. I guess that was the whole issue. Okay, so audio mixer, and now... Yeah, it's saying those are equal, so now it's returning 1, 1, which is right. And then... Okay, so now it's test content group egg dino. Good. That's what Lua got. 0, 0, test content master group master. So that is wrong, I think, because it should be sound effect. And then it's giving me egg dino again. Yeah, so I'm trying to get group sound effects. So something's wrong with get group, obviously. Where is that? Well, that's the thing. Get group could be okay. I should probably print the return from here before I actually set it. We'll just do it this way. Because maybe get group is working, but then when we try to set it, it doesn't set to the audio correctly. So the easiest way to test that would be to just print the actual group that animations returns, and you can see what that gives us. If it still gives us the wrong thing, then obviously we know it's get group, but if it gives us the correct thing, then we know something's wrong when we're trying to set it. Okay, so let's look here. Okay, so yeah, master group sound effect. What's the order here? Okay, so this is... that's not going to help me. That. So then I print master group sound effect, and then it's trying to get the mixer group again, so I have a bit of extra things in here. Okay, yeah, so it's master group master, so... Okay, and this is giving us group noise, so obviously something is wrong when we try to test if the groups are equal. Well, it could be that, or it could be when we're trying to set them that the... Oh, I'm setting the mixer ID. Another silly mistake. Okay, I'm surprised that didn't throw an error. I guess it just worked out. That might be the whole thing. Because it was saying 0, 0 here and 1, 1 there, and I was trying to figure out why that was. And now I know. So let's try it again. Okay, so yeah. This should be test content egg down on the first one, and so then down here, yeah, master sound effect. And then it should set test content noise. Perfect. And then it's set to noise right here. So not only does getting and setting audio groups work, but it actually does set it in the actual audio. Okay, phew. That came together pretty quickly once we figured out those silly typos. So I guess I'll comment this out. And now that's done. Got that. Okay, so I think we're totally done here. So now we just need to do a couple more things with audio mixers. I already did that. And yeah, something for music. I'm not exactly sure how that will work. Or well, I know how it'll work. I don't know how I want it to work. But back to audio mixers, you might have noticed these snapshots, and it's something kind of cool in audio mixers. You can set a snapshot of a specific configuration of volumes and and filters, and then you can transition between them and just set a specific snapshot by name. So if you want like a cave snapshot or something where everything has a low pass filter, or I don't know, a sci-fi explosion where things are muffled except for the explosion, that you could do that. And then the other thing is you can actually expose the volume to be set by scripts. And I think you right click. Okay, where is it? It's a little confusing how it works. Come on, I gotta figure it out. You right click there. Okay, yeah, you right click on the name and click expose volume of sound effect. Oh wow, Unity did not like that. Okay, I'm sorry, Unity. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah, it's not initialized because I'm not even in the play scene. Okay, well, exiting the play mode seemed to fix it. Okay, well, I don't know what happened there, but you can expose this volume and then you can set it via script, and we'll want to support that too. But I'm going to need to see what's going on with Unity. I've never had that happen to me. Probably just reloading would fix it, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I hope that this new time will work out. I think it will be better for me because I always had trouble getting to the nighttime one on time anyway, so. But yeah, feel free to follow me anywhere on social media. I have a Twitter and a YouTube where I post or upload old videos, and then I also have a Discord if you'd like to chat with me throughout the day. That'd be really great. I'll put links in chat, and also you can check out the video description. Besides that, I think that's all for me for today. Oh, is chat not working? I hope nobody's been trying to talk to me, but my chat is frozen or something because I just tried to post my outro message, but I don't see anything. Well, if that's the case, I really do apologize for that. I always try to chat with anybody that comes in. I don't know what is going on, but for some reason my messages I post are not showing up. Anyway, I guess that's some issue with Twitch. But but yeah, I should be back tomorrow. What time is it in Eastern? I guess noon Eastern time. and we'll continue with audio and hopefully finish that up. And then I'll move on to, yeah, animating our little egg dino character and working on some shaders. So we'll take a little break from programming and do some graphics. So that should be nice. But anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.